spawning Madals.
Well, spawning down to the bottom right-hand position, we have got the blue Terran player representing Team Liquid, Bunny. And his opponent down to the lower left, the red Zerg from Team Acer, none other than Nerchio.
You actually have Bunny with the Nerchio, with the Acer logo, and Nerchio with the Team Liquid logo.
Something's gone a little bit wrong there with the teams.
Something's gone horribly wrong. Who's who?
Who's who? We're so confused. No, GameHeart clearly just had a little bit of a setup mistake there, but I'm sure that'll be okay. Everyone knows from the clan tags. But yeah, this is...
And from the races.
And from the races. That's another big giveaway. Hey, you never know. Some people may not follow StarCraft, may not understand the difference between Terran and Zerg.
To you who are watching, who aren't like StarCraft veteran people, we salute you.
That's what it's called. I actually know lots of people who watch StarCraft who have very little idea of what's going on.
Really?
They just like it. They like it as an esport. Like, they don't care about things like builds. They don't care about things. They just like the fact that there's two armies shooting at each other.
Big lasers and explosions.
Big lasers. It's like a Michael Bay movie. Literally, it is.
If you put enough Protoss in, it is like a Michael Bay movie, isn't it?
Protoss and Hellbats.
Yes.
That's all you need. And then transforming all the way. Like, seriously. Someone who is talented in video editing should make a Transformers spin-off, like, filmed in the StarCraft 2 engine.
That sounds like it could be awesome or incredibly horrible.
It'd be 50-50. Anyway, we got a hatch first coming down from Nerchio. Well, actually, was that a... Okay, it was definitely a barracks into a gas. Yes, it was.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, just double checking.
Play here from Bunny.
I panicked for a moment.
Reapers are pretty good on this map. It's pretty nice to be able to... There's decent amounts of area to be able to jump into your opponent's main, just to be able to scout what's going on. And of course, Reapers are a great opening to have versus Zerg anyway, because you can use them, you can pair them up to Hellions later for the pressure that tries to delay creep spread and maybe get a queen kill if you're lucky, just because they do regenerate their health once they do take a bit of damage. So you try to tank with the Reapers, the Queens attack the Reapers if the Zerg's not paying too much attention, and then the Reapers go and they regenerate rather than taking permanent damage on the Hellions. Stuff like that, which is why Reapers are great. They're really good multi-use unit, and especially because Nerchio went for very, very late gas last game, and it looks like he's going to do it again. There's not that much risk of Speedlings coming out all too early and just killing off those Reapers.
So, the Reapers going to be making their way across. In terms of scouting, Nerchio has been across, knows where his opponent is coming from. He's already moved his second Overlord to come flying over that way. Bunny about to take his natural base up now, so he's definitely getting into a situation where he's in a perfectly fine spot. Both these two playing what I like to consider very respectful builds of their opponent, just going for a standard game where you're not too risky, you're not too greedy, but you're also not trying to just end it or cheese it out fast. You're just going for normal stuff.
Yeah, this is looking like it's going to be a very standard gasless build here from Nerchio. The gas that he's taking at the natural is just to save a drone from the evil clutches of the Reaper. And this is looking like it is basically the most standard of standard openings from both players, as you were saying. And second Reaper is going to be coming on across the map. He's trying to pick off a couple of Lings that are trying to move in. Basically, what Nerchio was trying to do with these Lings is maybe get across and kill off the SCV, building that command center on the low ground to delay it a little bit and get an SCV kill. But Bunny's on top of that. Even a third Reaper coming on out as well. And now he'll probably start up that reactor that'll inevitably be switched onto the factory. There we go. And a third CC is coming up behind this as well.
Slightly different build to game number one from Bunny. Game one, he went for the third CC, then the factory. Other way round this time. So it's a bit more of an aggressive play out of Bunny in map number two. But that's alright for him because, hey, let's face it. He won game one quite nicely, but he did have some sketchy moments in the middle. 3 Reapers coming forward now. They're going to be able to get a lot of damage down. 3 Reapers is the magic number, means you can 2-shot drones. So that's obviously a lot of fun there. Down they go.
He's doing a really good job with this as well. Losing 4 drones is incredibly painful here for Nerchio, and Nerchio's not going to get a single of these Reapers. The Reapers are all going to get out alive, and that is an excellent start to this game for Bunny here. And with those 3 Reapers still alive, he can come in and try to do some more damage at the Hellions later as well. The Reapers are still a little close, but yeah, they are regenerating now, and that's going to be that.
The 3 Reaper is also really strong because you can afford to lose one of them and still have that follow-on push with the Hellions be relatively effective. The third is, in a lot of ways, a safety net just to make sure that you will be able to have that follow-up push. But Bunny just controlling them absolutely beautifully at the moment, not losing a single one, able to do a lot of damage, slowly work away at some of those queens, pick off a couple of drones. Nice times.
Now we have the additional 2 Raxes being added on here for Bunny once again. Stim going to be starting up significantly later than in the last game, but it's still a very, very standard timing here. And just a couple of Hellions moving forward. He hasn't actually started anymore. Just a second one starting up, or a third one now starting up as well. He is going to try to lay down some hurt on these Queens, but once again, those Reapers are going to tank the shots and get out with almost no health.
So far,
Really great control.
There's only 2 Hellions on the field at the moment. A couple more, or one more, about to pop out. This isn't the normal 4 Hellion follow-up that we're seeing out of Bunny. Nerchio, on the other hand, he's starting up that wall off at his natural base. He's got the 2 Evolution Chambers there, got the Spine Cooler coming up, so he should be fairly safe from this.
This is pretty interesting. You generally don't see Terrans who go Hellions get any less than 6. So seeing just 3 coming out of Bunny is it's a little bit of an interesting change-up. I'm wondering why he's doing that. Generally, the Hellions will be mostly to help clear up creep, so he may feel like with the 3 Reapers alive, he doesn't need any more to really do that. And he's going to pop back into the main here with more Reaper harass. Going to try to get a couple more kills. He will get one there, and a second one will go down as well. He's just killing so many drones here. This is really, really uncomfortable for Nerchio to have to play from this kind of a position.
Already Nerchio's had 9 drones taken out. That is pretty damn significant. A 10th one did fall. Sure, the Reapers are now dying, but at this stage in the game, those Reapers aren't really worth that much to Bunny. They've got a very limited lifespan. So the fact that he's been able to get rid of them while picking off a fair few drones is damn good for him. And look at that drone count. We're at 9 minutes, and Nerchio only sitting at 52, and he also hasn't been able to establish up a 3rd base yet.
No, he hasn't, and his creep spread, while it is spreading slowly but surely, has been significantly stymied by this Hellion Reaper harass. The big thing for Nerchio is that his Spire is almost done. He's going to be completing his Spire, he's going to have to try to do some damage to that. It's not like the last game, where it'll be nice to have some damage, but worst case scenario, I still have map control. He's taken a lot of damage this game, and he needs to do damage with these Mutalisks. His 3rd base is going to be established far, far later than Bunny's. He's putting his down, he's starting building it, Bunny's landing his 3rd right now. So Nerchio is going to be very hard-pressed to try to do something with these Mutalisks. And the Spire's now done, he's just waiting to get unsupply blocked here, and he does have enough gas to make about 6, but he doesn't have the minerals quite yet, so he's losing valuable time with this while Bunny continues to pump out more and more Marines.
Bunny's also built up a fair few missile turrets. In total, he's got, at the moment, 3 on the field. That's going to add a little layer of support, defending some of those bases. But Nerchio, he's now taking his 3rd. It's later than Bunny has secured his 3rd, though, something you very infrequently see in ZvT, and for the most part, as a Zerg player, you want to be a base up on a Terran opponent, not on equal bases, definitely not behind.
Yeah, behind is, it's a very, very rare situation where you want to be behind on bases, and as a Zerg, that's a big warning sign that kind of just says, yeah, you're behind, you need to do something. And this time, while the upgrades are still very, very close, like in the last game, there is still a slight lead here for Bunny, and the window is a little bit larger. Widow Mines are being produced 2 at a time, Marines coming out 7 at a time, and even a second factory halfway done to be able to produce more of those Widow Mines as well. Bunny's up in supply. Nerchio, he's sitting on even drones, which is, once again, just a testament to how well Bunny's been playing this game. And it's going to be very, very difficult for him to find a favorable trade here, because he's got a bunch of mutas. He's got a handful of mutas that probably aren't going to be able to do too much damage with the missile turret placement and the Marine production. And now Bunny is the one looking to get aggressive again, and he's up by 20 supply.
Bunny's sitting there looking in a very, very nice position overall, starting to push forward, going for that sort of standard 2 medevac push. And again, we see Nerchio with a high Baneling count wanting to connect that. Baneling speed is not yet done. That is still a fair way off at actually 8 seconds away. Bunny already pushing forward, though, going to be trying to get some more damage too. We've got, as well, the +2 melee attack coming down. And between all of this is relatively scary times now, coming down for Nerchio.
Yeah, this is the... Bunny's already done his minimum amount of damage. The minimum thing you want to do is kill off the creep and force a delay on the creep at the very least, and he has done that. He's going to try to get a bit of an engagement here. Once again, Nerchio taking a bit of an unfortunate trade with the Mutalist, losing 1 Muta for a mine. He's going to try to connect it with the Banelings, but he is off creep. He gets a couple of good connections, but he's going to lose the rest of the Banelings on the retreat, and that is not an efficient trade here for Nerchio, as Bunny, still up 20 supply, still rallying forward units, is still postured at the Xel'Naga Watchtower.
Advanced drilling claws coming down for the Widow Mines for Bunny, indicating that he wants to go a bit heavier in those, wants to reposition them nicely. Look at the army supply as well, that's a big tell. Bunny up at 91 compared to 57 of Nerchio. This means that Nerchio has to get some very, very favourable Baneling hits if he wants to do this. My concern, though, is that Bunny's been showing such effective Marine splitting that getting those Baneling hits is going to be a big challenge for the Acer Zerg.
Okay, Bunny has pulled himself out of position in an attempt to kill off this 4th base, which means that Nerchio does have a chance to do a lot of damage here on the counterattack. He will be able to move on into the 3rd base, killing off a couple of SCVs to start things off. The Marines are going to come over to try to reinforce, but it's not going to be enough to hold this off. Looks like with the bunker, though, Nerchio is not going to be able to kill off more than just 7 workers, while he will lose his own 4th base. And it's a little bit unfortunate for him. There's another drop coming on into the 3rd base, being forced to lift on up, and Bunny continuing to do damage here to Nerchio. As Nerchio's trades, killing off 7 workers for a base and 3 workers is not the greatest trade here. He needs to trade well against Bunny's army as he tries to retreat here.
Bunny engaging, backing away from those Banelings. Doesn't want to let the connections make their way through. The Mutalisks now don't have support on the ground. There's 19 Mutas, but a lot of Marines as well as Medevac support there. So a back away. The Mutalisks as well are only +1-0 compared to the 2-2 that is now done for Bunny. Nerchio attempting to resecure up his 4th base. Overall, the drone count 71 to 65 SCVs. Bunny is in a very nice spot here, and the double expand coming down from Nerchio I think is a good move. Only because he needs to get that extra income, and he needs it fast.
Again, though, we have the problem with the +2 Carapace. He's not researched it. Last game he started it very, very late. This game he just hasn't gotten it at all. And he's got some Banelings. The Banelings are going to be the biggest factor in this engagement. Bunny's still standing on creep, but the creep is going to start to recede here as the tumors have already died. Bunny's still up by a good 25 supply. 17 more Banelings coming on in. That may well be enough for Nerchio to repel this attack, but Bunny's army is so absolutely gigantic. But it is all Marines, so actually, there's just 4 Marauders in there, a couple of Mines as well, but the Mines are being picked up by the Mutalisks. This is not an impossible hold for Nerchio if he does get the Baneling connects that he needs.
For the moment, Nerchio has got a grand total of 28 Banelings on the field. 3 more morphing in. Is going for the Infestation Pit this game, but that's a long way off. Bunny edging forward. He needs to be careful here not to allow those Banelings to get any big connections. They do connect nicely, as well as from the flank. The Mutalisks from the front are preventing those Marines from moving back. But Nerchio, he knows he can't deal with it. There's reinforcements coming through. GG, and Bunny takes game 2.
Yeah, that was a terrible engagement at the end there for Nerchio. He lost almost all of the Banelings coming in from the western side there to 1 Widowmine hit. I think 3 or 4 survived, and they went off on Marauders. And he was struggling to engage with the right timing as well. The Baneling flank came in after the first Banelings had already died. So to an extent, Bunny would have been able to micro away from that as well, instead opting to just focus them down one at a time. And Nerchio was already in a pretty difficult position. He needed to have the perfect engagement there to hold that and be in an okay spot, and he didn't quite get that, which means that Bunny now sits at a 2-0 lead.